back with Dr. Jen Adams, Melodie Cochran, and the producer of the Sellout Diaries, Theron Cal. So I want to take it back a minute right before we took this break, because you twisted my words around, and I need for you to respect what we're saying and not trying to turn it around and
tell the truth.
And do something else. No, and you need to respect everyone here, including myself.
I respect you.
Okay. Now, what I was saying is, when you're saying to us not to date a white person or someone outside of our race, to me, that's being racist.
Okay, now how is that racist? This is what racism is. Racism is when one race hates another race.
But
racism is not when one race loves their own race.
If we can't find love in someone outside of our race, that means it's
prejudice. There's nothing wrong with that.
Prejudice. And
so why does that make me a
So
sellout?
two black people getting married, that's racist? No, black people loving each other is not racist. Black people hating white people is racist.
Okay, I want to ask you something else.
No, I fully understand.
You're evading the question.
No, it's prejudice. It's bias. I admitted that.
Well, you know what? I want you to address this other part of this definition that you have, because you've already touched upon the racism, and you seem to kind of sing the same song on that one. But when you listed that you feel that it's anything harmful to black people is also selling out. What do you mean? Give me some examples of what you feel is
drug
harmful.
dealers, murderers, anybody that's harming black people, Republicans, libertarians, anybody that is doing harm to black people. You understand what I'm saying? This is sellout behavior.
Let me ask you, my mother is black, and my father is Italian. Who do I date?
You date the brother. You said your father's Italian?
You don't date.
What did she say?
But I do date brothers. That's my preference.
No, I'm sorry, I missed. You said your father was Italian?
Yes, my father is Italian.
Oh, your father
and
is
my
Italian.
mother is black. But I'm saying now, if I were to date an Italian man, am I a sellout?
No. We're going to get into another. This is a can of worms, and I don't know if we want. This is another show.
No, we already in a can of worms.
If your mother is black, if your mother is black and your father is white,
right?
In my opinion, we haven't done the study. That might be the Sellout Diaries too. But if your father is white, then you're white because his sperm was white, and black women don't carry.
Wait a minute. So your father's white. Wait a minute. I'm loving you. I'm gonna tell you up front. Wait a minute.
I wouldn't be mad at her.
Well, let me tell you up front. I'm loving you, but these definitions are coming from everywhere, and they're starting to make me crazy because none of them are making sense. You're dancing now. Come on, stay focused with me.
If you're black, then I feel that you can go out here and if you're dating someone non-black, then you're a sellout. Now, if you're white, then I'm not going to say, oh, she's white, but she's going to go out here and date a white person and she's selling out. Why would I say that? If her father is white, then she is fully, you have my permission.
So that's not permission come up.
He just said
do your thing.
What causes life? It's the seed of life.
But I mean, what difference does that make?
What difference does the seed of life make?
No,
What difference does
as far as
sperm
who she dates.
Well, it's very, very simple. If she's black and she's attracted to black people and she has a positive self-attitude and self-image and she loves herself and she wants to date black men, that's okay. Now, if she's white and she has a positive self-image about her whiteness and she wants to date Italian men, then I don't see nothing wrong with that.
Why about if she's white, she wants to date black men?
If she's white and she wants to date black men, there's nothing wrong with that from her point of view. But the brother who's getting his sellout on, we need to come see.
So the white woman can't sell out? Is the white woman selling it out?
No, the white woman, there's nothing wrong.
The brother that dates her is a sellout.
Yeah, absolutely.
But the white woman who dates the brother is not selling out.
Of course not.
He's only talking about brothers. He's only saying focus
It's only about
black folks.
Let me ask you, what about love? You know what I'm saying?
Love
There's
is
so
good.
much hatred in the
Love
world.
is
If you
good.
can find somebody to love,
Love is
white,
good.
brown, yellow, purple, what
Why
difference
not?
does it make?
That's fine. That sounds so great. But if you don't love yourself, then you don't need to be loving nobody else.
Well, but see, wait a minute. Whoa. See, that's your premise that's basically
We need to
wrong.
rewind
Wait a
that.
minute, stop. And don't make a crack when I'm
not
talking,
gonna crack.
because I ain't going to talk down to you. But I will.
Here's
Here's the bottom line. You understand what I'm saying? Here's the bottom line.
You
assume, wait a minute, you assume that how you feel about yourself is how you treat people. And the inference there is if I love myself, I love people. But the real answer is some people love themselves and don't care about anybody else. And so your premise isn't actually correct, even though you're taking it and run with it. Now, I'm willing to accept that at a certain level. But the bottom line is you took one set of truths and tried to apply it somewhere else where it does not work.
He's confusing me. I'm just saying,
I know, because anytime you are attacked with the facts, you get confused.
Well, let me explain.
But you talk when you're not confused about nonsense.
Let me see if I'm explaining what you're saying.
Okay.
You're saying that if you're black and you love yourself, and you love yourself, and you date black people, and you take care of black people, and you don't sell out, then somehow that's different than hating yourself but loving everybody else, but you hate black folks. So that's
no, that isn't what I said. That is not what I said. Wait a minute. I'm gonna slow it down for you because that is not what I said.
Okay.
Here's what I said. What I said is the fact that you love yourself really does not dictate the behavior you're going to express out in the real world. And so your premise, why wouldn't it? Because sometimes people who love themselves think they're better than everybody, and then they form an opinion about how they're going to treat people that has nothing to do with how they feel about themselves.
Well,
wait a minute, I asked you at the start, because I always shut up when you talk.
Okay.
What that means is that sometimes people don't act the way they feel about themselves. They act the way they need, they act the way they want, they act the way they expect. A lot of people who love themselves fall into this entitlement thing, and every one of us have run into somebody like that who loves themselves so much, and they express it so oppositely out in the real world. And so this premise you're throwing out doesn't necessarily be true, but make no doubt about it. It is very, very true at a certain level. We need to come together and work together. But what you're saying isn't that issue. What you're saying is, if you don't do what I say, my dear brother, I'm going to beat you down. And my point is, you don't love brothers, because I want brothers to do whatever they want. When I grew up, wait a minute, when I grew up, they said, you know what we need is more black doctors. That's what was beat into my head. But the real answer is, when I grew up and I truly learned to love brothers, what I said is, we don't need more black doctors. We need more brothers, young brothers, doing what they want to do with their life, because God gave them that life.
I agree.
Now, wait a minute, Theron, I'm going to throw something different in here for you. Is there any particular professions that you feel are sellout professions?
Not at all. Again, if they don't hurt black, well, drugs, drug dealers, that profession, murderers, robbers, rapists, anybody conducting those kind of activities, harming black people, embarrassing, humiliating black people, of course.
You had
those
politicians as well in your
politicians, any kind of behavior that's harmful to black people.
So the politicians, our beloved Maxine Waters, you feel she's a sellout?
Of course not. Now, why would I say that? She loves black people. She's married to black. No, not all politicians.
The ones that are not married
the Republicans, the libertarians, the black people have gotten enough gains in society. Let's push the clock back to the good old days when
I'm not going to go there. I apologize for interrupting you. I'm apologize for interrupting you, because I'm not going to go there either with you. I'm not a Republican. I'm a Democrat. But here's what I'm going to say to you. I call them Dixiecrats, because see, you're trying to say, well, if they're Republican, they're this way. But I'm trying to tell you the South is run by Democrats, and nothing there has happened. So the fact that you're a Democrat, whoa, that's not okay, because you linked Republicans to that issue, you link libertarians to that issue. You're making all these blanket statements that I guess are cute, but they're not accurate.
Of course
Well, you know what?
What I'm saying in general.
We're going to take a break, and when we get back, we're going to let the audience participate in this discussion.
Oh, good.
So stick around.
Let's get somebody else.